What's up, Tiny Truck Crew? Have you ever wondered if cars 1, 2, or 3 had the fastest cars? Today we find out. But first, we're gonna open these super chases and get them on the wall. All right, here is the format for this Cars 1 versus Cars 2 versus Cars 3 race. There's one car from each movie that we're racing off, and the winner will go in the winner column. Whichever movie has the most winners will be declared the champion at the end of this video.
All right, matchup number 1, we have Laney McQueen, Mimo Rojas Jr., and Panchi Wipeout in the back. As you know, Laney McQueen is for Cars 1, Mimo Rojas Jr. is for Cars 2, and Panchi Wipeout, who's clearly spinning out, maybe not wiping out just yet, for Cars 3. He's a Cars 3 veteran out there on the track. McQueen in race number 1. We're still on the drift track, but we have a jump in there this time, ladies and gentlemen. How do you guys like this track format? Well, there he goes. Panchi just now wiped out. He just crashed out. He's completely out of this one, ladies and gentlemen. We do rotate these cars one position clockwise every single time, and it will be a 1, 2, 3 point system. So Lightning McQueen gets down to the finish line right now, even though he's spinning around backwards, and here comes Mimo Rojas. He will get 3 points. See what his time is, 11.57. Not a fast time for this track. We've seen sub 9-second times in this track, especially this track without a jump at the finish line. We rotate positions again. Panchi Wipeout on the outside. He might get the whole shot on the outside of Mimo Rojas Jr. Is there a Mimo Rojas Sr. out there? I don't know. I know it's Max Schnell version international. I don't want to know. Let me know more about the Mimo Rojas Jr. Character. Please enlighten me in the comments. I want to educate myself. All right, Panchi Wipeout right behind Mimo Rojas as they come down to the finish line. Here they come. Panchi trying to make a move on him. Where's Lightning McQueen? Down across the finish line, 11.07. McQueen's struggling to get traction on the track out there, spinning all over the place, going left to right and right to left. Maybe he's just afraid of Miss Fritter. Maybe he should just go into his Chester Whipple filter disguise, and that way nobody will know who he is. McQueen out front early, pulling ahead of Panchi Wipeout. Over the jump he goes, a little bit sideways. Mimo Rojas coming in third. In turn number 5 they go. No turn 5 camera this time. We just have the chase cam and the finish line camera for you to document everything on this open circuit track. Down across the finish line, there is some speed from Lightning McQueen in 9.304. Almost in the 8-second territory, but not just a little bit off. And there goes that barrel. Someone's going to move that barrel. It's going to become a obstacle for these cars to have to crash through to get to the finish line. Just like that, it is a Cars 1 win for group number 1. Lightning McQueen takes the win with 7 points. Mimo Rojas Jr. with 6 points and 4 for Panchi Wipeout. That will give Cars 1 1 win. Okay, we're back at the starting line for 3 more cars. For Cars 1, we have Chick Hicks leading the pack. Cars 3 right behind Chick Hicks, we have Cruz Ramirez, and last but not least from Cars 2, World Grand Prix International, we have Young Lee. Down over the jump they go. It is Chick Hicks leading the pack. Cruz Ramirez in reverse, Tomater style. Is she going to be able to get down to the finish line faster than Chick Hicks? Nope, it's Chick Hicks with a 9.921 crossing the finish line, and Long coming in third right behind Cruz Ramirez, trying everything he can to get that extra point in that race. Back up to the top we go. It is Cruz on the outside. Will Cruz be able to win the whole shot from the outside? No, Young Yi gets the whole shot. Chick Hicks bringing up the rear, bouncing around just a little bit, trying to find his groove there, literally the groove in the track. Up over the jump he goes, trying to make a move on the outside of Cruz Ramirez, doesn't find the gap, but right on her tail. Oh no, Lung Yi spins around backwards. Cruz makes the move on the inside. What a great move there by Cruz. She saw Lung Yi spun around backwards. Cruz takes the inside, and now Chick Hicks takes the inside on Lung Yi. What a great move there by Chick Hicks, ladies and gentlemen. We saw a pass by Cruz, and then a pass by Chick Hicks, and almost getting passed back at the finish line. Lung Yi comes in third place. That is going to be 3 points for Cruz Ramirez. We rotate positions again. We have Chick Hicks on the outside. It's a drag race to the first turn, and Cruz Ramirez gets the whole shot. Over the jump they go. We're going to slow that down for you because we saw some cool action there. Lung Yi gets on the inside of Chick Hicks, moving into second place, gaining that extra point. If he can hold on to that spot. Oh, Chick Hicks passed right back. There is lots of passing action right now in this group, folks. I don't know if we've seen that many passes. I think we've seen 4 passes already in 2 races. That is pretty insane with the 3-car group. There is lots of action out there on the track, but I want to tell you, who do you think is going to come out on top? Is it Cars 1? Is it Cars 2? Or is it Cars 3? Right now, Cars 1 has a win. Let me know in the comments if you were rooting for Cars 1, Cars 2, or Cars 3. Also, separately from who you're rooting for, which one's your favorite movie? Just like that, Cruz Ramirez earns herself 8 points, and that is a win for Cars 3. Now we have a tie between Cars 1 and Cars 3, with Cars 2 nowhere on the leaderboard. And just like that, we're into the third group. We have Chuck Armstrong for Team Mood Springs, and then we have Alex Vandal for Cars 2. That is a chase. We open that baby up, and that has no tires on it. It's just rotting on plastic rims, ladies and gentlemen, even though the tires are plastic as well. It's got these little bitty rims he's rotting on. And then right there, one of my favorite Cars 3 veterans, Bobby Swift, out there on the track. I'm not sure why I like that Octane game. Bobby Swift, number 19. I think it's the colors. I like the purple-orange combination. And look at that, Bobby Swift pushing around. We're going to have a damaged Mood Springs here after this one, ladies and gentlemen, because that guy, Chuck Armstrong, right there is sliding all the way down the track. I wish it was that easy. I could just roll that thing over and slide it down the track, and all of a sudden I have a damaged Mood Springs because I don't have that car in my collection. I want a damaged King Strip Weathers, and I also want a damaged Mood Springs eventually in my collection. But right now, it's just not in the cards. I have lots of other cars I want to buy. It looked like Bobby Swift was going to pass in reverse, and then he slid his way into the grandstands, popped back onto the track, and we had a little bit of a pile up at the finish line there. We freeze framed it for you so you can see who finished first, second, and third. You'll see those points also at the end of this race. Alex Vandal starts in the pole position. Bobby Swift on the outside. Can Bobby Swift get by? They're side by side in turn number 2. Alex Vandal gets the whole shot. Chuck Armstrong spinning around in the background, trying to gain track position, but struggling to. Over the jump they go. Chuck Armstrong in reverse, trying to make a move on Bobby Swift. And folks, do you think they labeled that car Alex Vandal a chase because they had to chase it down and pass him? Because that's what Bobby Swift did right there. He just chased down Alex Vandal, crossed the plane of the finish line in first place, taking 3 points for Team Bobby Swift, which is Cars 3 team. We're back up to the start line. We rotate again. This is the third of 3 races. Alex Vandal is in the back. Bobby Swift in the pole position. Chuck Armstrong on the outside. Into turn number 1. It's Bobby Swift out in front. Number 19, Octane Gain. Team rooting for him at the finish line. Go, Bobby, go. Will he be able to hold on to this spot? Chuck Armstrong's in reverse. Over the jump they go. Oh, no. Chuck Armstrong hits off the pole. And Alex Vandal with a crazy good pass. That is some good reaction time right there. Alex Vandal saw that crash happening, was able to steer around that thing, which is very difficult because you don't know which direction a crashed car is going to fly. And here comes Bobby Swift. That will be his second win in a row. That will secure his win in this group. Unfortunately, he doesn't go on or nothing like that. He just gets the win for Cars 3. That will give Cars 3 a second win, ladies and gentlemen. With 7 points, Bobby Swift secures that victory. Cruz Ramirez, Cars 3, Lightning McQueen for Cars 1. We could have just put all the Lightning McQueens from all the different Lightning McQueen, like all the different movies, Lightning McQueen 1, 2, and 3, fill the whole bracket. But we didn't. We wanted some variety here. We had some racers. We had some random cars, Alex Vandal in there, a minivan. And right here, into group number 3, we have Dale Earnhardt Jr., the number 8, leading the pack. Carlo Veloso, that is the GRC version of Carlo Veloso, I do believe. And last but not least, representing Team Cars 3, that is Aaron Clocker, and we've actually got a few requests to see Aaron Clocker on this channel. He was just on the Pegs and Stores, so we picked up a couple of them, and here he is racing on our channel. Congratulations. If you comment in the comment section, me, Nick, the guy that runs this channel, and my main Tiny Track Cars channel, I read every comment. I try to get back to every comment. So if you give a recommendation of what I should race, there's a good chance that I do get it into a race. However, please understand that I film these things months in advance. So I actually film 4 to 6 tournaments a week. I send them off to my editors, and they send them back to me, and then I record my commentary, and then I schedule them. So because we release 2 videos on my main channel, Tiny Track Cars, and 2 videos on this Piston Springs channel every single week, we need to batch film and batch edit and batch schedule all of our videos. So this video was actually filmed about a month and a half ago, believe it or not. All right. Earnhardt Jr. unfortunately flips over. I know he was a crowd favorite out there. He flips over and does not cross the finish line. That's not going to be good for Cars 1. But look at that guy right there. He is super fast. But 1 DNF in this, 1 0-point score in this, and you aren't going to be happy. Off the guardrail he goes, spinning around backwards. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading the pack. If he wins this one, that will be 6 points for him. Will either of the other drivers get 6 points? We find out. If he steals this first place away, I'm not sure the math works out where anyone else can get 6. 9.361, one of the faster times we've seen today, but still not a sub. Oh gosh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie. I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. will get the inside lane because he had 2 third-place finishes and Carla Veloso only had 1. So she will go on the outside, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And we're going to do a one and done right here, ladies and gentlemen, to see which Cars movie wins this group. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, Cars 1 might have their second car in the finals. Not the finals, second car getting a point for them in this crazy Cars 1 versus Cars 2 versus Cars 3 competition. What just happened? What are the judges going to say about that? Dale Earnhardt Jr. spins around, bounces off the grandstands right there. Does he cross the finish line? I see the front of his car cross the finish line, trip the finish line sensor. So I think the judges are going to call that a win by Cars 1. We'll go to the scorecard right here and see who they pick to move on. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is Dale Earnhardt Jr., number 8, winning for Cars 1. That will give a tie score between Cars 1 and Cars 3. Cars 2 is yet to show up, but Jeff Gorvette is in the next group, ladies and gentlemen. But he's going to be racing against Todd Marcus and Ryan Inside Laney. It's 3 heavy hitters right here, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to root for World Grand Prix Jeff Gorvette, but I mean, Todd Marcus, come on. And my favorite next-gen car, Ryan Inside Laney. Actually, I don't know. I always said Ryan Inside Laney was my favorite because he's my favorite NASCAR driver, Ryan Blaney. But I'm really starting to like Rich Mixon, mainly because that pink car is just beautiful. And I do believe that is the Glow Racers version of Ryan Laney right there. Sorry, Ryan Inside Laney. Doesn't matter. Todd Marcus is flying out there, ladies and gentlemen. Down the finish line in reverse at 10.08. Here comes Laney. Here comes Gorvette. Down across the finish line. 1, 2, 3. They'll earn 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point respectively. They're going to rotate positions one part clockwise. Right there, Jeff Gorvette is now in the pole position. But it looks like Laney's going to hit the outside and get that pole. Yeah, baby. And then Todd Marcus also comes pile driving through. Look at that. Marcus from the outside. And then he takes the inside of this. Oh, sorry. I guess that's the outside still of the other turn. But then he's on the inside of the other turn. Either way, it was a good pass. Todd Marcus showing off out there, spinning around. Marcus, you just had to pass Ryan Inside Laney. You don't need to show off to the guy in third place. You need to beat the guy in first, you ding-a-ling. There used to be a song called My Ding-a-ling. Okay, that's not kid appropriate. But if you're a parent, you know the song My Ding-a-ling. Once I was climbing the garden wall. All right, enough with that song because that one is not family friendly. All right, into the next race. Ryan Laney does get ahead. Marcus staring him right in the eye. Here comes Gorvette trying to join the party. Over the jump they go. Laney sideways. They all land it successfully somehow. I don't know how you take a jump sideways in reverse, but he does. Marcus spins out. A great drift. He recovers, ladies and gentlemen. What a great drift there by Todd Marcus, but it's not going to be enough. Drifts aren't the fastest way to the turn, but he does save it and recover. But even if you spin around backwards, you can still keep going because this is plastic tires and a plastic track. It's diecast racing. There's no wheel drivers in these things. Well, of course there's no real drivers, duh, because these cars are the drivers. Ryan Laney is the driver. Doesn't need a driver. This isn't Blaze and the Monster Machines. We don't need an AJ sitting inside the truck. Blaze drives himself, just like Ryan Laney drives himself. And that's another win for Cars 3. Cars 3, okay, I don't know if you guys do the math, but Cars 2 has to win the rest of these races if they want to tie. So Cars 2 might just be out of it. Don't stop watching, of course, because there's still more to come, and I promise you, the ending might have some bonus footage for you. Just saying. All right, it is Ryan Shields out there for Cars number 1. Wow, and ladies and gentlemen, that is our first sub 9-second time, but Shu Todoroki was right behind him. I wonder if Shu would have ran a sub 9-second time, or at least a low 9-second time as well. We'll see how Shu does as we rotate positions, and Shu goes to the front pole position. And holy cannoli, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even realize that we had a View-Zine battle out here. We have the Cars 1 View-Zine of Ryan Shields, and we have the Cars 3 View-Zine Next Gen of Michael Roeder out there. Michael Roeder bringing up the back of the pack, not doing so good for Cars 3, but it looks like Cars 2, I think Shu Todoroki, with the help of Ryan Shields, is going to put in a sub. Yes! Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if Shu could have ran it on his own. With a little bit of bump from his friend, I actually don't know if they're friends. I just said it, and then I said it out loud, and I thought about it, and I was like, maybe they're not friends. They're racing. But let's be honest, all these cars are probably friends, except for Chick Hicks and Lightning McQueen. Over the jump they go on 2 wheels. It's Ryan Shields putting some space between him and the rest of the pack. Michael Roeder was sideways back there blocking Shu Todoroki. That's not good for Cars 2, but we know right here that Cars 1, Ryan Shields, is putting in the fastest times out there on the track, and that will probably give him the move-on-ness, the act of moving on. It's the thing where you move on. It's the move-on-ness. Enough points to move on. There you go. That is 8 points for Ryan Shields. That number 39 is Vuzine, not the next-gen Vuzine of Michael Roeder, but right there, Ryan Shields will move on. We'll move these guys back to their spots just the way they were, and that is another win for Cars number 1. We have 1, 2, 3 for Cars 1, and 3 for Cars 3. Floyd Mulvihill in the pole position. Who the heck is that? Do we have Miles Axelrod out there? I didn't think that car was good on the track. Look how high that thing is and skinny wheelbase. How is Axelrod going to get down to the finish line without his all-in-all fuel? I mean, he's got a big solar panel on the top, it looks like. Or maybe it's a camper. That doesn't look like the traditional Axelrod. What version of Miles Axelrod is this? But bouncing around, barely, Floyd Mulvihill also almost caught up to him, but it was Axelrod who got 3 points in the first round. Jack Depost in the number 4. That's what I thought was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. One little bump and just a lucky, unlucky spot of the track, and Miles Axelrod went miles into the air and broke his axle rods. I don't know what axle rods are. I know what axles drive shafts are and axles. What's an axle rod? Is it even a part of a car? I don't think so, but it's his last name. Or maybe his nickname. All right, we'll have to see if Miles Axelrod is okay. I'm hoping that car landed on its top and not on its tires. When the cars fly off the track like that and they hit the ground on their wheels, they bend the wheels and axles, and then they just don't roll good. That's why I buy a lot of these cars brand new in their packaging and not used. And if I do buy them used, I make sure the wheels and axles are clean and not bent and not rusty, because we need these cars to perform out there on the track. They aren't gosh darn decorations. They aren't collectibles. They're race cars, gosh dang it, and we're going to race them down the track. Jack Depost, whoa! Did you see that? A 9.955, but that car was going left. That was going right. He was struggling to get the power to the ground. That's what happens when you have really powerful engine, but not good Lightyear tires. Maybe he needs to borrow some Lightyear tires from Laney McQueen, or maybe he needs to go see Guido and Luigi and get some fresh tires on that sucker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a win for Cars 3. Yet again, Jack Depost takes the win in that one. Cars 3 is up 4 races to 3. And just like that, we have our only next-gen trainee of Ronald in that gray and green car in the back. But right there, this is all Silver Series cars. Well, kind of. We have a silver car, gray car, and then 2 Silver Series cars. Lightning McQueen, World Grand Prix Cars 2 Lightning McQueen is out there in Silver Series. And right here, it's the king, Strip Weathers for Cars number 1, leading the pack. I hate to tell it to you, Lightning McQueen, but you and your team have 0 wins. It's been all Cars 1 and all Cars 3. Cars 3 has 4 cars in the finals. Cars 1 has 3 cars in the finals. So if Cars 1 wins this one, if the king, Strip Weathers, wins this one, he will win it, or tie it up for Cars 1. And then I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. But if Lightning McQueen wins it, that will give Cars 1 one win, and the Cars 3 will win. But we'll see what happens right here. Lightning McQueen going side to side, down towards the finish line. Will he break into the 8-second time? Whoa, close, but it's a 9.218. And there's Ronald getting a DNF. I'm not sure what happened there, but he didn't have enough gas in the tank to get it across the finish line. We rotate again clockwise, and this one's going to be the king, Strip Weathers, on the outside, Ronald on the inside. Strip Weathers slides his way into last place. McQueen goes all the way to first, ladies and gentlemen. Wowee! What a move there by McQueen. Making a move for Cars 2, trying to put them on the map, trying to put them on the scoreboard. Over the jump they go. McQueen first, Ronald second, and the king, Strip Weathers, in third. 2 turns to go, and McQueen's going to take this one, ladies and gentlemen. One more turn. Up on the curve he goes. Oh, no, McQueen. Don't blow it now, dude. Down towards the finish line he goes. Here he comes. Yes, holds on to it and crosses the finish line with a 9.473. And then it's Ronald, and then it's the king, Strip Weathers. That will give Cars 2 a single win. Right here, we take a look at the scores. It is Lightning McQueen with 8 points who moves on to the winner's line, which we're going to tally those up in just a moment and give you an official final total. The Kingster brothers will go to his spot. Ronald will go to his spot. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins for Cars 3, 3 wins for Cars 1, and 1 win for Cars 2. That's how it all shook down, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it was a close one, but Cars 3 came out on top with 4 wins. Cars 1 had 3 wins, and Cars 2 only had 1 car, that last World Grand Prix, Lightning McQueen, that won his group. Cars 3 is victorious. If you want to watch more of my videos, go ahead and click that box right up in there. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and get ready for more exciting moments right here with me, Nick, at Tiny Track Cars.